I don't have a reason to have this on the video. I just think it's insanely cool. Skull!
They needed a clean break, and one way to make a clean break was to choose colors that hadn't been used before.
The Vikings is another one of those teams that's been in the NFL for a long time, and for a majority of their existence, their uniforms have been quite solid. Throughout the years, they would add a little something to the uniforms to give it a little bit of character, except for this abomination. It's just terrible. I don't even think they were even trying at this point. Anyway, nothing too fancy, but at the same time, something that stands out enough to let you know who you're messing with. From the iconic Viking horn on the sides of the helmet to the purple, gold, and white stripes on the sleeves of the jersey, this is a true example of the saying, less is more. I'm a true believer that some teams do a little too much with their uniforms, but Minnesota, minus that one time, pretty much has been doing it how it should be done. Even in the days of the Purple People Eaters, that uniform is so iconic and just looks so freaking awesome on these guys. I got no doubt that if jerseys were being sold like that around this time, the whole stadium would be filled with them. Then you got the uniforms from the John Randall, Randy Moss era, which with the help with those two guys made that look iconic in the 90s, which had the Viking head on the side of the sleeve, which I personally thought was really cool, especially for around that time. That alternate logo for them is perfect. Like, once you see it, you know exactly who it references and you know where it comes from. And that look for the helmet, the glossed over purple on the face mask and helmet just blending together, man, that was just perfection. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wished for a while, I wished that Minnesota never changed their uniform, the way it looked. When they got to that one point in time when they changed the uniforms, I was so furious because I'm like, why would you go from greatness to mediocre? But in 2013, they made up for it, and they brought to the world the uniforms that they wear to this day. And you know what? It works. It works. I love the font for the numbers on the jersey. It's unique, never been seen before, for as far as I've seen, especially in football. I love it, and I like how the whole getup looks. The matte purple for the helmet and the black on the face mask, it just goes together perfectly. And then you think it couldn't get any better, but then they go ahead and do the whole color rush uniforms in the NFL, and the Vikings go and blend the gold numbers with the purple uniforms. Man, it's just, standing ovation, just perfection, awesomeness. It's a great look, a great combination. Everything just goes well. And then once again, you think it can't get any better. But then they go ahead and decide to drop another bomb and brought to the world what they're calling the Winter Warrior alternate uniforms. Now, I've said this before. Anytime a team decides to do something with their uniforms and the color is incorporated already in the color scheme of the team, I got no problem with it. And everybody in the NFL wears white, but it just looks different with the Minnesota Vikings and what they did with this uniform. It just goes well so perfectly. Because when you think of Minnesota, when you think of Vikings, you think of cold, you think of snow, you think of ice. And this fits with this perfectly. And it was the right amount of change. I said it earlier. Too many teams, once they want to do something with the team's uniform, like make it an upgrade or something like that, they do too much. And when you're a team or organization like the Minnesota Vikings, who have been around in the NFL for a very long time, you really don't need to make changes that often and make it that too much all at once. This is a perfect change for them. And me personally, I hope that they keep all of these looks, all of these styles of uniforms for a long, long time. It fits them well. And with the team that they building, Minnesota's looking like a serious threat. Looking forward to see what they do this coming season. And I personally can't wait to see that all-white uniform on a primetime game. Minnesota, NFL. Please make it a primetime game when they wear those uniforms. Man, I can't wait. And since this is a video about the Minnesota Vikings, there's only one way to end it. Thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content,
go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.